Yo, what's up everybody? Welcome back to Unscripted for another installment of Best Bets. In today's Best Bets video, we are breaking down the odds and my picks for today's day 4 of the LA Thieves home series, and as always, we are doing things off the script. As you see on screen, rough day yesterday, unfortunately 0-3 on the day. This is kind of the reason why I don't know if I'm going to keep doing these videos, just because I'm the kind of person who I hate if people follow me into these picks and they lose money. I don't like being the person responsible for that. I know I'm not responsible, I'm not placing the bets for you, but I don't mind losing my own money. But if I'm losing your money, that will make me upset. Anyway, though, I mean, we're still positive on the weekend, and we're still definitely up money since I started doing this, but just I don't like to be the person responsible for other people losing money. So please, if you're going to follow me into these picks, make sure you agree with them. Don't just do them because I'm doing them. I am by no means an expert. So if you like the picks, sure, join me. If you don't like them, obviously don't place them. Hopefully, though, you're making some money, and that's what I'm doing here. I'm trying to bring the odds to your attention. You do with them what you see fit. I'll do with them what I see fit. I am a little bit more on the aggressive side, so that loses me sometimes like it did yesterday. That's the way it is. So we were actually like so there was what, 6 total things here in these 3 bets. We were 3 out of 6 on them. It's just that they were all 2 of them were parlays, so that's how parlays go. You can win some of the legs, but if you lose one, you lose. This one here, I was 2 for 3. But unfortunately, doesn't matter on parlays. You got to be 3 for 3. FaZe, they won 3-1. I was 1 map off there. And then Florida lost 3-2, so I was 1 map off there. That's the way it goes. It was a close day, and we are on to the new day. So if you enjoy these picks here, don't forget to leave a like down below. Leave a comment as well with your thoughts on the picks, and subscribe to the channel as well if you want to potentially see more betting videos from me in the future. But either way, definitely more CDL breakdowns in the future on any topic. So that said, let's get into today's matches. Kicking us off, we have the battle between what was the bottom 2 teams in the league coming into this, I think, Paris versus Seattle. I think, no, they weren't. London was below Paris, but now London is above Paris after their win yesterday over LAG. So anyway, that said, you see here are the odds. I'm a little bit surprised that Paris is actually favored in the hard point. That surprised me a little bit just because you see the stats there on the screen. They speak for themselves. Seattle 4-3 this stage, Paris 1-7. Then on search, Paris has been better this stage, 3-1 compared to 1-5 for Seattle, and then 2-2 in the control for Paris compared to 1-3 for Seattle. Of course, that one win was over Optic, which surprised everybody. Cost me a little bit of money, but that's the way it goes sometimes. And it doesn't really surprise me with Paris. I kind of feel like this follows their Zaptius pickup like perfectly. They got worse at hardpoint because he's not a good respawn player. He's actually one of the worst hardpoint players, I think, in the league. But he's a good search player, and their search has benefited from him being there for sure. So they are favored across all 3 modes, which, like I said, I'm not sure I agree with them being favored in the hardpoints, which we will see here when I show my picks. Overall, they're favored around -130 in the series, I believe, and Seattle's like +110 around there. So pretty close series on paper, and we will see some of the picks for that one here at the end. Moving on, we have the match of the day, for sure, the match of probably the stage, in my opinion, New York versus Toronto. New York favored in the hard points, no surprise there, even though Toronto, I mean, by no means have they been bad at hard point. New York 6-1, Toronto 4-1. Heading over to search, Toronto favored despite having a slightly worse record, which I actually agree with. I think they are a better search team than New York. They're favored pretty substantially. Actually, they're favored equally as New York is in hardpoint. So they're both -150 in those respective modes. The underdog coming back at +115 in both of them. Maybe some value there for New York and search, honestly, but I don't know. Toronto's really good at search. I don't care what their record is. They are definitely a good search team. And New York, even though what their record says, I think they are a step behind in search. And then control, of course, no surprise. Toronto's best mode, New York's worst mode. Toronto, one of the top 2 control teams in the league for sure. I guess after FaZe's loss yesterday, maybe you want to call them the top search or the top control team in the league. New York, not so much. So Toronto, of course, favored there. And finally, hopefully you can see that. That's kind of like, I didn't do the best colorway there. But anyway, we have Optic versus LA Thieves, the final match of the weekend. Optic hardpoint 4-2 compared to 2-5 for LA Thieves. Search and destroy about the same, 3-2 for Optic, 3-3 for LA, and then control 1-3 for each team. It's kind of hard. You can't really use LA's stage-long stats because they've only played with this roster for 1 series, and they lost that to the Rocker 3-2. So Optic favored in the hard points, I guess. I can see that. I don't think they should be favored by that much, though, if I'm being honest. I think that LA's not a bad hardpoint team. They smoked Minnesota on Moscow, which we know Minnesota on Moscow is not a good combination, but they still beat them like bad. Search, I think there's value with Optic, honestly. I don't know. I think LA Thieves are a decent search team, but Optic I think is a pretty good search team, even though they did lose that Game 5 to Seattle. But 3-2 on the stage, and, you know, that's probably their best mode right now. They did just lose a control to Seattle, so, I mean, it's hard to call that their best mode right now if you lose to Seattle, who's won 4 controls all year. And then control neither of these teams doing well that. I'm not surprised to see Optic favored, though, not one bit. Here are the picks for the day, though. Sorry, I might have just yelled a little bit loudly right there. As you see, I'm doing parlays, which I know can be risky, like I just talked about with yesterday's picks. But also, I guess the good news with this is if you bet the same amount of money on all three of these, only one of them has to hit and you at least break even for the day. Two of them hit, you're guaranteed profit. So that's what I'm thinking there. And we are in for a potentially nerve-wracking series between Toronto and New York, because as you see, I am in Toronto on this one, and if they would happen to lose 3-0, for example, all these bets would lose. That's the way it goes with parlays, but we will see how it goes. So first one, I have Seattle map 1 plus Toronto money line. So basically just Toronto has to win the series versus New York by any score. That would then hit this bet if Seattle would win map 1 hard point, which they are underdogs in. Like I said, I don't think I agree with that. And of course, the risky thing here is you don't know the maps. I harp on that a lot, but it's just the truth. It'd be a lot easier if you knew the maps to predict these. Like that bottom one, for example, Toronto map 2 plus Paris map 2. That could really depend on the maps, especially say Paris and Seattle get raid for the second map, Search and Destroy. That is Seattle's best Search and Destroy map, so that could change things. If they get Moscow, for example, I like Paris a lot more. That's unfortunate the way it goes with this, but unless I was going to wait until right before the series basically started to place these bets, then I can't do that, and obviously then I can't make a video about it if I do it right before the series starts. And then the middle one, Chicago winning map 2. Like I said, I think there is value in them being the search underdogs versus LA Thieves. I think they are the better team, so them being dogs, I will take that. Again, if it gets raid, I might be regretting that, but if we get Moscow, I like the odds there for Optic. And then Toronto map 3, I think regardless of the map, they should be favored over New York in control. They're really good at raid control. They're fine at, I don't know what their veto is. I think it's checkmate, but they're good at garrison. They're good at all the maps. They're just good at control in general, so I'm not worried about the map for that specific pick. But some of these I am worried about the map, and that is really going to determine things. So staying away from New York, I think they probably will win map 1, but it's kind of like with them, I think that series obviously will come down to search, because Toronto should be favored in the control and New York should be favored in the hard points. But I think Toronto is more likely to win a hard point than New York is to win a search. That's why I'm kind of staying away from, I could see Toronto taking a hard point off of New York and even winning the series like 3-1. I think New York probably won't get 3-0'd, but I also think they can definitely compete. So we'll just have to see how it goes. If they win a search, they might win the series. But I like Toronto's odds a little better, so I'm on them in that one. They're slight favorites, not huge favorites. I do think they're the better team. So those are the picks for today. Hopefully we do well. Hopefully we make some money today, and we do better than yesterday. So that said, that's going to do it for this video. If you enjoyed, don't forget to leave a like down below. Leave a comment as well with your thoughts on the picks and your picks for the day. I'd love to hear them. And subscribe to the channel as well if you want to see more videos from me in the future. I appreciate all of that. It does mean a lot to me as we grow this channel. I've seen more views and more subscribers since I've been doing these betting videos. That's awesome. Unfortunately, the results haven't been great. I mean, they've been fine. We're making some money. I'd like to see better results. Hopefully that we get those today. So I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you have a good day today. I hope you enjoy the matches. And I'll talk to you guys in the next video.